Hello everyone, this is Gail from Gail's Upstairs Studio. I hope you're all doing well. Do you ever have the urge to be creative and just play around, make a mess, but not be too serious about it? Well, today I thought I would show you something that I did the other day that was just that. This is my creative journal, and I have a plain paper section in here that I used to do this spread the other day. I have this map here that I got recently from a trip to a local farm and orchard that my family takes every year at the end of September. It has grown and grown and grown over the years to the point now they have to give you maps so that you know where everything is. So I kept that map. I knew I wanted to journal about the day, so I thought, well, I have the map. Why don't I, instead of doing it in the lined section, why don't I do it in the plain paper section so that I can add the map and some other things? And then I got thinking, I haven't done much with my stamps or ink or anything for quite a long time. So here we are. This is what I did. I'm going to show you what I used, and then I'm going to show you one of the techniques that I did on another page that I'm going to be starting in my lined section. So this is the map, and this page is a cream colored page, and I don't know if it's coming up on camera very well. And the map was just on regular white copier paper, and it kind of clashed a little. So what I did was I used these small ink pads here and this brayer, and I added ink all over this to get it a little closer to the warmth of the cream color of the page. And then over here I took this piece of cream colored stationery paper, which is still a little bit off from the page, and I did the same process on here. And when I was done inking the body of these two pieces, I then took this archival ink and I just rubbed the edges of the pages to make them stand off the paper a little bit. And then I took a Fudenosuke pen and one of my Pentel touch pens and did the lettering here, and then I continued on doing some words of what it is that we did there and some of the things you can find there. I also used several block stamps. I used this fence stamp down here. These are stamps I've had for years, and most of them, I believe, are Stampin' Up stamps. They were given to me, and a lot of stamps were given to me by a friend of mine that was not interested any longer. And I use some of the Christmas ones a lot, but I have quite a few fall ones that I've never used. So I thought it'd be a good time to use those. So I went in and just kind of added some leaves with the block stamps. And then I also have some clear stamps that I used to do some of them as well. It took about an hour, and most of that was just fiddling around and trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do, and it was a lot of fun, and it made me remember the day, and I really enjoyed it. And I hope that if you have a lot of supplies that you don't use very often, take them out. You will be surprised at the creativity it sparks. I really enjoyed doing this, and as you can see, this place is very, very big. We had a very good time. So now I also would like to do something like the color that I did in here in my lined section. So I am going to do, let's see, I'm going to do a spread here. And I'm going to do the technique and make a border all the way around, and then I'm going to probably stamp some leaves in there too. Let's see how this goes. I am going to take this section right out. That's the nice thing about these Traveler's Notebook style books, is you can take things out, move them around, and when you've used up a section, if you have another book to put in, take one out, put another one in. So we are going to open to the page we want here and just flatten this out. And actually, before I get to this, there was one more thing I wanted to mention about the spread that I did do, is that I did it here, paper to paper, and this paper is very good quality to begin with, but the only thing I used was a glue stick. And it is archival safe, acid free, but it is just for me, so I just used what I had. This is pen gear, so I think it came from Walmart. All right, now we will get to building this page. Now this is just a journaling page that I will be writing on, but I thought, as you can see through some of the rest of this, that I have used vellum stickers and things of that nature. I wanted to do something a little different for the fall because I don't really have any fall stickers. So I thought, well, we will use the technique that I did on that and kind of decorate it that way. I have a piece of, this is palette paper that I'm going to use to test stamps and things like that on. So I'm going to put that over here. And this is the brayer that I have. And if you don't have a brayer, you can use a sponge or anything really, but a sponge would work fine, a small sponge that you could just dab on. But I have this and I had a really good time using it, so we're going to use that today. I figured out the best way to do it. The first time I did it, I put all the colors on at once, and it worked okay, but I liked the way I did it after better, so we're going to do it that way. And I figured starting light with the lighter color first works pretty well. You won't see this one very much because it is yellow, but without it, it seems like it's missing something. So I'm going to do this the opposite way. I'm holding the brayer in this hand and I am just dabbing color on. Doesn't have to cover the whole cylinder, just spots. And I move the cylinder as I go so that I've got some good coverage there. And then I'm just going to hold this flat and I'm going to just go up the side and just start laying down some color. And then I will do it again. On the other side. And if you're worried about touching the other pages in the book, you can just slide a scrap piece of paper in if you want to do it that way. And actually I might when I get to the darker colors. But this yellow is pretty close to the color of the page to begin with, so we're not going to worry about it yet. I think that's how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to put a field of color on each edge of this. I was thinking about going all the way around, but I think we'll do it this way. I have gone ahead and gotten a couple of scrap pieces of copier paper that I am just going to slide underneath the pages. And next we will be going to orange, I think. That will be the best one to do next. We're going to do it the same way. This particular ink is Stampabilities, and I got it at Michael's quite a long time ago. And I got it in a set of 10 or 12, I think, different colors. And I just picked out the ones that looked more autumnal. And where this is a little darker, I am testing it on my scrap piece over here. And now we're just gonna go back up over this. And you can see that I'm not staying in a straight line because we're gonna be stamping some fall leaves over this. So it'll be kind of give an indication that there's leaves in the distance underneath. And see, it gives a nice mottled look. I don't know if that's showing up on camera yet. Yeah, it's starting to, but it will start to show up a little bit as we keep building here. We're going to do green next. And now it's really starting to show up, but it's not too loud or intrusive. And I write with the same pen on every page in this section, so, and it's black, so this won't interfere with that. It won't be too bright. And then I'm just getting the excess off the brayer in between, and then I will put it under the faucet and rinse it when I'm done with the project. And then I'm going to put a little bit of red in, which by itself would be a little too much, I think, but with these colors down already, it just adds a nice warmth to it. Okay. And when I'm done with this, I'm going to just leave it laying flat and open to dry. And once it's dry, I can write on it. And it's as simple as that. Okay, so there is the base to our page. And now I'm going to use this. This is a mounting block for clear stamps, and I have 3 clear stamps mounted on here, and they're all different leaves. And I am going to do some stamping. And this doesn't have to be perfect either. You're going to know their leaves whether they have a complete imprint or not. Did some green. I'm going to do some red on this leaf. You probably will be able to see it better when it's inked, but, and I'm going to leave the middle open on that one for right this minute. I'm going to put, let's see, some orange on this one as well. And we're going to go yellow on this one. And a little green down on the stem and up through one side maybe. I'm just kind of playing as I go here. And do a little brown down on this one. And some more green, I think. Just kind of mixed in there. Then I'm just going to, I think I will put it over closest to the edge. I'm going to press it down and kind of rock back and forth with my hand and let it sit for just a minute so that the ink has a chance to get into the paper. And like I said, I don't know if it's going to be a complete impression or not, but I think I really like that. And we've got room to do a bit more here, so I think I will come down to this leaf on this one. I think I'll put a little more orange on this side of this one instead of the green. So you can change it up every time. And I'm not going to do this one this time. I think this will be a very nice page to write on. And it's kind of nice to do this ahead of time if you like to journal. If you decorate a few pages, it gives you something to actually look forward to writing on, especially if you're trying to do like a daily writing practice and there are some days you just don't feel like it. Sometimes a decorated page can help you out there. So we've done this side and now we'll do this side. Sometimes it's nice to be creative just because you want to, especially if you do art for any kind of job at all. And I don't really, but like I do craft shows and I have a YouTube channel, and sometimes it's just fun to art and craft for the sake of it instead of for another purpose. And journaling is kind of my answer to that most of the time. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Just keep it over here by the edge. And that one didn't leave a complete impression, and that is fine. It still looks beautiful. I think this is fun. And, ooh, got a little extra there, but that's fine too. I'm gonna angle that one a little. There we go. There you have it. That'll be a very nice page to journal on when it's dry. And then I will also put this back in my journal when it's all set to go. I'm going to set this to the side for a minute. Well, I hope you found this useful, and I hope you got a little bit of inspiration. You don't have to have the same supplies as me. You don't have to have the same style that I have or that I've used here, but sometimes just thinking out of the box. And if you have a lot of arts and crafts supplies, sometimes it's enough inspiration. You'll come up with an idea just by going through the supplies you have, especially ones you haven't used in a while. Kind of get your imagination going, and you can come up with just about anything. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.